Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Welcome to 1982. We've crafted the year with every single video game, nothing will be left behind, and you're guaranteed to see something you've never seen before. Buckle up, it's going to be a crazy ride. We're going to start off with the beginning of the year in 1982, so some of these games could technically have been released back in 1981 in December. And this is our first example. This is 3D Monster Maze for the Sinclair ZX81. Let's take a look at 3D Monster Maze. The original was released in 1981, and the official one was just at the beginning of 1982. So our very first game, here it is. The first case you would have ever seen for 3D Monster Maze would have been this one. The Games Tape 4 for your 16K ZX81. You can see it says JK Gray Software at the top. That was the first publisher that gave us this title. Yes, this one is so infamous as being the title. It is also an exclusive that's nowhere else on any other home computers or micros. For other artwork, we have the different box because this was the first box cover, but then it got picked up by New Generation Software. So there's the re-release box cover. I prefer the original. It looks a little more classic. But if you flip it over in the back, it has some loading instructions with also the how to play this game. Do you have the nerve to face Tyrannosaurus Rex in his lair? I don't know, do I? How long can you escape him? There's only one sure thing. You'll never come out alive. The only controls you require are 5, turn left, 7, move forward. Oh, it's the cursor keys on your ZX81. You'll see gray corridors disappearing off to your left and right, the black walls of the corridor down which you are passing. These walls and corridors directly to either side of you and can be seen on the edge of display. If you're looking directly at a wall in front of you, it is gray. All key entries required are single key presses, pressing C for continue. And they say single key press, but it's not your typical keyboard. This one is spongy and more like a calculator. If you're told to run, then do that. You can't outrun the T-Rex. If he's lying in wait for you, use the time to learn the layout of the maze and try to find the exit, but beware, he could be around the next corner. 3D Monster Maze will auto-run itself. Of course it will. We usually have that. Then we also have this one, loading instructions. Do you have the nerve to face Tyrannosaurus Rex in his lair? How long can you escape him? And it has details behind the cassette case. If we flip open the entire thing, here's the example of the cassette tape we'll be popping in. The original by JK Gray Software. And then we also have, if you fold the whole thing out by New Generation Software, it has exactly the instructions we read before. It also has tactical hints here on the far right side. Use information provided to estimate the whereabouts of the T-Rex. If you're told to run, do that. Beware, it could be around the next corner. Exit's always at the end of a cul-de-sac. And then it says, oh yeah, don't delete any statements whenever you're running the program. If you run or hit the wrong keypad, then it can crash the game. And there you go, same instructions, but with a different coat of paint. And an example of the screenshot. Freaky. So the only other versions we have is an alternate release. It's time to pop it and play some 3D Monster Maze, released right at the beginning of 1982 by New Generation Software. Now, this is the keyboard for the ZX81. We're going to run and new line. Anyone there? We'll press something then. Oh, I love it. All right, we did it. We're in. We have a bandstand man here to tell us how to play the game. Roll up, roll up. See the amazing Tyrannosaurus Rex, king of the dinosaurs, in his lair, perfectly preserved in silicon since prehistoric times. He is brought to you for your entertainment and exhilaration. If you dare to enter his lair, do so at your own risk. The management accept no responsibility for the health and safety of the adventurer who enters his realm. The management advise this is not a game for those of nervous disposition. If you're in any doubt, press stop. If instructions are needed, proceed, press list. Otherwise, press continue. Oh, and he bows. So cool. So this is by M.E. Evans. I believe Michael, we had him pop up at the side, but way to go. Here we go. So we want to play. We're in. We're pressing continue. Screen continues to scroll. Bear in mind, this game is a only title for the ZX81. It was never anywhere else. I believe someone put it on Windows in 2002, but it's pretty much, this is the app for the ZX81. The mists of time pass over you for 30 seconds while transporting you to the lair of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Good luck. Now, if you are of a poor disposition, in 1982, turn the lights off and play this game. This game is scary. This is horrific. This is like Hunt the Wumpus on steroids. So we're going to be waiting a little bit for it to come up. Oh, if there was, then I've had no record of a Coco version of this. Oh, here we go. We're in. Okay, the Rex lies in wait. Now, just bear in mind, we're playing on this keyboard. So it's only movement keys, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to move us around. And it is a first-person game. So we're in a maze, and they're giving us clues down at the bottom, just like playing Wumpus. So he's looking for us or hunting for us. Footsteps are approaching. I don't see anything, and don't adjust your sound. That's pretty much just what it is for the ZX81. Oh no, he's coming. I can't run backwards. I can only go forwards. Run, run, run. So you can look back down the hallway, and look, he's coming at us. No, is he? He got us. Oh my gosh. You have been posthumously awarded 155 points and sentenced to roam the maze forever. If you wish to appeal, press stop. Otherwise, press continue. We're going. We're going. The Rex lies in wait. He is hunting for you. Now, see, with sound, it would be even scarier, but the idea of something chasing you in a first-person perspective for a maze is awesome. Now, you can't move backwards, so you always have to turn left and right. It kind of reminds me of playing a first-person game where you don't have strafing. He's lying in wait. Now, even if we find the exit... Oh, no, run! He's right behind us. No! He got us again. And we got 75 points that time. Not as good of a setting or good of a turn as we did last time. But man, oh man, so much fun. Also, notice how fast it's drawing. We've seen other ZX81 games and other games on the Acorn Atom. The refresh is incredible. So it programmed extremely well. One of the titles that the ZX81 is most known for. So if I was saying Mazogs was incredible for the ZX81, and it is. This is another game that is top tier of ZX81. You could play this for a long time, because every time you play, it's random. You start in a different location. The maze is different. The waiting or loading of the maze isn't too bad. Oh no, he's coming. Turn, run. And he's caught us again. Oh my gosh, yes. Now you just need some scary music playing in the background. It'd be perfect. So that time we got 250 points. Basically, the longer you last in the maze, you get more points. And we're roaming the maze forever. So let's continue again. And pressing forward to play 3D Monster Maze. This 3D viewpoint is not new. This one is doing it very, very well for 1982. The other games we played is just a maze. None of them have a monster coming at you, unless you want to count Hunt the Wumpus. But this one's blending them together, making it real. You can see him run after you. Like, from the end of the hallway, he comes down. It's really impressive. All right, let's see if we go to the end. I'm looking for what they said. They said it was a cul-de-sac. The only way you'll know it's the exit is when you get right up into it. And there's no button. All it is movement keys. But he's hunting us. Or maybe he's just sitting right now. The Rex lies in wait. Oh, we got it. You have eluded him. We scored 200 points. Rex is very angry. You'll need more luck this time. So do we go to the next round? The mist of time pass over you for about 30 seconds while transporting you to the lair of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Best of luck. So does that mean we go to another level, or is it essentially it randomizes and you got a score in one, but it doesn't progress forward? It just repeats itself. Yes, there is going to be a Minotaur version. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I'm going to check that one out for sure. We'll see that one in the future, because as we went through 1982, we amassed and collected way more than I ever had in my collection. I ended up pouring through database and database of lots of different computers and systems and found more. So that's why this year is even larger than it was. So I'm worried for 1983. We're going to be over 5,000 games probably, as we find more and more things that I didn't even realize was out there. The Rex lies in wait. Footsteps are approaching. Oh gosh, he got us fast. Oh, so okay, if you do win, it goes to another level, but then they increase the difficulty. So I bet the T-Rex just moved on me even quicker. Does it save at that difficulty level? So we got 260 points. Let's press continue. He is hunting for you. You could argue that without the sound, it's not as scary, but this is one of the scariest games you could play at the time. And it's not really advertising it as a horror title or anything, but being chased by something like this is so cool. Oh gosh. Because you can't walk backwards. You can only turn left and right and then move forwards. That's it. Oh, the first version? Yeah, this is, whether you have the first one by J.K. Gray Software or New Generation, this is the one that we're checking out. They're the same game. Footsteps approaching. Rex lies in wait. I mean, imagine you and your bud sitting down to play the game on a budget computer, and you take turns seeing how long you last. And when someone dies, you switch turns. It'd be so much fun. Going down. He's going pretty easy on me right now. I don't see nothing, but it is so scary how he comes at you from a first-person perspective. All right, so let's go down this side and see if we see the exit. You also have to know your way around mazes from a first-person view. Adding the T-Rex is just genius, because the games that have a 3D perspective, it's a big deal. You walk around a first-person maze, it's, okay, you solved the maze, but it's not nearly as thrilling as this. Yeah, definitely, yep. Atmosphere is where it's at. All right, where is he? He's been really nice to us. I'll just check each corridor here. Going this side. You do have the ability to outrun the T-Rex. You move faster than he does. So if you already know where the exit is, you could run away from it, but you could be also caught in a dead end like that. So he's been sitting around, and he hasn't seen us, which is so bizarre. Oh, I got a long hallway. I haven't seen this yet. Okay, let's see. Uh-oh, he's hunting for us. So I'm at the corner. Uh-oh, footsteps are approaching. Where is he? He's seen us. Oh, here he comes. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that is the way to go right there. So much fun. So that's 3D Monster Maze. Of all the games we played up to this point, the presentation is awesome. It plays the best. I would say one of the best games. 5-star game definitely for the ZX81. Considering the other games you could play on a home computer, it's done very well for a first-person game. It's excellent. Above average, 4 stars easily. I couldn't go any higher than 4 because it's not one of the best games ever that you could play up to this point, but it is way high. 4 stars definitely for 3D Monster Maze. All right, so that was a great start for 1982. Let's see what our next game is after 3D Monster Maze. We're next going to the Apple II, and this is Apple Adventure. Another throwback. This is the re-release that was originally seen in 1980. You can take a look at the box here. Apple Adventure from the Apple Entertainment series. Flip it over on the back. This is Welcome to Adventure, and by that, we're talking old school. This is very, very old school. Somewhere nearby is Colossal Cave, where others have found fortunes in treasure and gold. Though it is rumored that some who enter are never seen again. Some say there's magic in the cave. I will be your eyes and hands. Direct me with commands. So this is a recreation of the original Colossal Cave Adventure for the Apple II. The old school Colossal Cave Adventure. Let's see what other artwork we have for Apple Adventure. We have a few things about how to use the program or how to load the program, but we'll take care of that. We have the Dungeon Master, which is another example of starting the map travel along. Even the most experienced masters get lost in the cave without their maps. Oh, they're just taunting you. You're not going to be smart enough for this game. And there's the example of the 5 1/4 floppy disk. Discware. All right, let's pop it and play some Apple Adventure, released right at the beginning of 1981, at least the re-release. This was seen before in earlier 1980, so this one should look like something you have seen before. Copyright 1980 by Apple Computer. Nice artwork. Title splash screen. An Exercise in Fantasy. There you go, adopted from the original by Don Woods. Would you like to continue a previously saved game? No. So starting a new game, now I'm just going to do a little bit of this because we've already seen this before, and Colossal Cave is not new, considering most of the text adventure games were still following the formula of Colossal Cave. There's a few out there that are giving something new. Welcome to Adventure. Would you like instructions? I just want to say yes because this is so classic. Somewhere nearby is Colossal Cave, where others have found fortunes and treasure and gold though it's rumored that some who enter are never seen again. Magic is said to work in the cave. I will be your eyes and hands. Direct me with commands of 1 or 2 words. I should warn you that I only look at the first 5 letters of each word, so you'll have to enter northeast as an E to distinguish it from north. Should you get stuck, type help. For some general hints, type info. It may take a bit to get used to the program, so have fun and enjoy. Classic, very classic. Keeping it true to Colossal Cave Adventure. So, we're standing at the edge of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Small stream flows out of the building and down the gully. Let's head east. If you are an aficionado of the original Colossal Cave Adventure, you'll know exactly what to do. You're in a building, inside a building, a well house for a large spring. There's some keys on the ground, brass lantern, and foods here. Get keys. Essentially, the whole idea of Colossal Cave Adventure is go find the treasures in the cave, then come back to this spot and get the points for it. More treasure you get, more points you get. Okay, we got keys. Get food. Get lantern. Get everything. You do get a little less points, though, when you do it this way. Okay, so we got it all P-L-U-G-H. If you're a fan of Colossal Cave, you know exactly what I did. I'm rigging it. It's now pitch black, or pitch dark. If you proceed, you'll likely fall into a pit. There are no grooves here. We're not playing Zork. And then after that, we go over. Or plover, if you know the commands correctly. You're in a small chamber lit by an eerie green light. It's an extremely narrow tunnel that exits to the west. A dark corridor leads northeast. There's an emerald here the size of a plover's egg. Can we get it? Emerald. Get that emerald. Okay, we got it. What about look? I'm trying to see what if I can spell right. Look, MR lad. Sorry, I'm not allowed to give more detail. Repeat the long description for your location. Oh, thanks. Look, emerald. Sorry, I'm not allowed to give more detail. Oh, okay. So they did understand me, even though I spelled it wrong. But loads of fun to be had if you want a classic adventure experience. For our case, though, this one is almost rudimentary considering the other adventure games we've seen. We've given even Zork 2 just last year 5 stars. It's exceptional. For this one, though, it is subpar. If you're wanting a very easy adventure game for the time, we'll say 2.5 stars for Apple Adventure. All right, now, where are we going now in 1982? Let's see our next game. Oh, it's not a game at all. Our next one is the latest issue of BYTE magazine. This is issue 7-1, which is the January 1982 issue of BYTE. There it is. Only $3 at the time. The Small Systems Journal. So this is what we usually do. Take a look at the cover of BYTE because this journal is hundreds of pages long. But look what they got on the cover. The IBM personal computer in all its glory. Oh, yes. Big cover for that. And the ad we're going to breeze by, it's the Chrome ecosystem. We don't care about that. We're going to see the table of contents. And what do we got here? They're going to talk about the Atari tutorial part 5, which they've been going through graphics and different ways to program for the Atari home computer. And this have part 5 was just scrolling. Then they have a large section for the closer look at the IBM personal computer. At this point, IBM is, I think, number 2. Apple II is still on the top as far as sales. Analog interface in the real world. Then we have part 2 of the TRS-80 file transfer and debugging package. And if you can tell by most of the titles, the articles are very, very technical. And BYTE magazine ends up giving you more about the technology that's going to be happening. And we're going to have a little bit, that's why we're only doing table of contents. But the magazine isn't primarily about games. We have other magazines that will be doing games. That's why we're not doing a deep dive into BYTE magazine. So they also go into a memory expansion for this ZX80, which I think we said goodbye. Yeah, last year was the year it was supported by Sinclair. And now we're pressing forward with the ZX81 and then another ZX that I'm sure you know is coming up soon. Then we have clocked interrupts on the Cosmac, and then the EEPROM programmer, Apple Talks with the Deaf. They already have computers that are doing that at the time. An effective text compression algorithm, structure programming in BASIC. And then for reviews, they have no game reviews. Sometimes BYTE talks about some video games, but no, not here. This one is straight to the point. Welcome to 1982. We're only going to get technical. Yes, 420 pages, all about computers and technology. This is where you would go. All right, so that was BYTE magazine. We don't rate any of the magazines. Just a heads up of what is going to look like the future of computing in 1982. Let's press forward and see our next game. Yes. Now we're talking. We're going to be going into the Atari world. So this is the Atari 800.
Discover Atari and travel to new frontiers of knowledge, excitement, and challenge. Discover Atari home computers. Learn with computers truly designed for the home. Sophisticated, yet simple enough for your child to use.
No,
Play
don't do states and
incredible
capitals.
games like Star Raiders.
There you go,
Master your
yes.
finances.
No, don't.
Feel the excitement only Atari can bring you with the world's most popular home video games like Super Breakout.
There we go.
And the
We've already
colossal
checked that one out.
hit Pac-Man.
And has not come out yet.
Experience coin video games like Tempest that immerse you in the thrill of intergalactic action.
And we've seen that in the arcade.
Enter the computer age at the speed of light. Discover Atari. And discover how far you can go.
Yeah, we're going to go really far here on Chronologically Gaming, that's for sure. So this is Mouskattack for the Atari 800. Let's take a look at the box for Mouskattack. This is by Online Systems. They're right in between. Are they Sierra Online or are they Online Systems? Somewhere around there. Cool box for a computer game for sure. I don't know what he's waiting in a bunch of poop, it looks like. Man, bad job. But it looks like we're going to be repairing some pipes. You can look at the top. It takes 32K on disc for this one. High quality. And this is by John Harris. Way to go, John. Rat Alley is infamous among the legions of plumbers. Rumor has it that extremely large rodents live in the maze of tunnels that make up the area. The last plumber that ventured into Rat Alley disappeared without a trace. The only clues they found as to his demise were a hard hat bent to look like Mickey Mouse ears and a pipe wrench with a bite out of it. You are Larry Bain, ace plumber of Rodent Rooter Plumber Service. Your job is to install pipe through the mini levels of Rat Alley. Man, lore for a game that's obviously arcade. Crazy. Yeah, I just saw the chat. That's great. And here's an ad we have for Online Systems. One of the last ones we'll see for Online Systems, because after this it turns into Sierra Venture or Sierra. So you can see at the top, there's Mouskattack. Looks like it's $35 if you were to pick this up back in the day, and if you had the RAM that you spent on it. There's the example of the 5 1/4 floppy disk of Mouskattack. And this is another one that you could arguably say was at the very end around December 1981. But we did this one beginning of 1982. We got the manual, so after you open up the front cover, you get this sleeve. It shows you how to play the game, put the disc in, push start, simple enough. And then it explains the same story you read in the back, tells you about how the game works. You have protection against the overgrown mice. You have 2 cats and 2 mouse traps. You help against the rats. It helps you against the rats, but surprise, the rats are even bigger than you thought. The traps you've got only hold rats for a few seconds before you destroy them. Your best bet is to try the rats hit the rats in the head with a pipe while they're stuck. So I guess you freeze them while they're scurrying around, and then you hit them in the head. The cats don't scare super rats, unfortunately. The egomaniac mice have big S's on their red chests. Wait, we got super rats too? With an S on the front, like Superman? The head office at Rodent Rooter has been very helpful with the whole mess. They've increased your supply traps and duration of the project, and they're pretty good at replacing cats when a super rat has gobbled you. And there's 2-player Mouskattack. To play this, you have 2 controllers where the other person plays Peter Pipefitter. Okay, so it's 2 people simultaneously playing this one, all right. And then it explains with some screenshots, no, not screenshots, just some pictures of what points are, what you do good or bad, and then capturing the mice. So very quaint, cute for the time. For different versions, we just have alternate versions and some that are trainers that help you out. All right, let's go back to 1982, the very beginning of 1982, and play some Mouskattack, released by John Harris for the Atari 800. Yeah, we'll see what the art looks like for the game, though. It's always going to be totally different. It's doing a track mode, just like we're playing a arcade game. And there's the mice. All right, so I want to plug a second controller in. Let's go 2 players. There isn't anybody with me, but let's see what happens if I push start on this. Is it simultaneous? Oh, there we are. Okay, so I'm at the top right now, moving around as the green guy. I just picked up a mouse that I can use on the or a cat to pick up. And then if you use the second player can move around. That looks like one of the mouse traps. Oh, can I knock them out if they're in the trap? Oh, no, I died. It's cool animation. You get flattened. Let's see if we can capture this. Oh, yeah, you get all the points, but then, okay, it comes back as a super mouse. But 2 players simultaneous, so you and a friend can play at the same time. I don't know if I could say it's like another maze game we've seen. Obviously taking the formula from Pac-Man, but instead of picking up dots, you're laying pipes down. Cool idea, I love it. And it plays well. Oh, I need to drop a cat or something. There we go. Dropped it, but I don't know what it does. Can I not pick this one up? We'll go back here. I guess once you lay all the pipes, then that's it, right? The cat's supposed to scare them away as I drop them on the path? I thought they were going to take out my other player, but no. He's stuck in limbo right now. What? The super mouse goes right through the cat. Now, I don't know how to change this pipe here. It's switched out to go a different direction. Oh. Okay, so I dropped the cat, but doesn't do anything to that points. But I can connect this one. And then you're supposed to be able to connect all the pipes to go to the next round. It's 2 players simultaneous, but you're technically cooperative. Check out the animation when you die. That's awesome. You get flattened like a pancake. Literally. Or a hat. Yes, the different variant of Munchman. Good point. Can we connect this one? Oh, we did it. Well, I did most of the work. The other player was just hanging out there. All right, go to the next round. Looks like slightly different maze variation. And we do have the little warp from the top bottom. Very nice. Yeah, this is a good time for 1982. Really enjoying these home computer releases that are based on an arcade game. Something you wouldn't see if you only were checking out consoles. Oh, no. Come back up. There we go. And just remember, we're playing on the Atari 800, so you can just take your VCS joystick and plug it right in. And the AI of the mice is pretty good. It's not completely dumb doing random moves. It actually has some element to what's happening. And then you have a cat you can pick up. So they have power-ups that can help you out. And the idea of you building something or connecting something is a nice touch. So cool. So if you had a buddy, check out Mouskattack or Mouskattack, however they want to pronounce it. Yeah, that's true. It is a little slower than that one, but I'm still going to say of all the games we played, it's an above average title for sure. I'm going to say 3.5 stars for Mouskattack. It is not your average 1982 game. It is above average, just a smidge. All right, and with that, let's press forward and see our next game. We're staying on the Atari 800, and this is Gambler. We have no box or information for this one because this is a type-in game. This is by Softside Publications. Released right at the cusp of 1982, or the January issue of Softside. And this game I thought was just Casino or Hustler or a card game, but oh no, it is something very different, very random, and unique. All right, so we can play up to 4 people. So let's do 4, and let's have fun with people in the chat. So let's make the first person Chiptune, and who else do we have here? S. Tiski is player 2, and L. Curtis B is player 3, and I'll be player 4. That's the last people we had, in the chat. Do we need instructions? Yes, we do. This is the game of Gambler. You and the Atari are in a contest to see who will build his $100 bankroll into $1,000 first. Money is made and lost through a series of games and chance, from horse racing and dice games to lotteries and sweepstakes. If you lose all your money, your IOU will be accepted as long as you pay it back with interest. Good luck. So you ready? Check out how this game works. It shows you your bankroll. Everyone's got 100. Chiptune's up. Would you like to buy a lottery ticket? So you make the decision. You want to buy it for $10. We'll just say yes. He buys a lottery ticket. You receive ticket number 46. And then Chiptune's up. Do you want to buy a lottery ticket? We'll say they say no. They don't want to spend $10. And then we hit in the key to continue. So they randomly allow you to make a ticket. And now it's picking all these mini games to go through. So now it's Chiptune's chance to draw the lottery. And then he touches a key. And then it slowly rolls down, kind of like roulette. And now it's playing a game called Easy Come, Easy Go. So now, easy come, easy go. The bank will pay you 10 times the roll of 2 dice. Touching the key to roll the dice. So Chiptune rolls the dice. 10 times the roll of 2 dice. And so Chiptune just got $80 for that first minigame. Now it's S. Tiski's turn. Would you like to buy a lottery ticket for $10? So we'll say, yep. You receive ticket number 13. And then S. Tisky, you want to buy a lottery ticket? Yes. We'll just say, yeah, give me another ticket. So you can buy more. And we'll say no. Hit indicate to continue. And then it does the same thing again. It's doing a roulette wheel, and you play another mini game. Fascinating idea. It is not the usual gambling game. Love a Neighbor is what you got. So S. Tisky got Love a Neighbor. I don't know what these mini games are. S. Tisky, show that you are a good neighbor and give Chrono $70. No way. So he did, yeah. So he automatically took it. So it's almost like you're playing a board game, doing things randomly. So thanks, S. Tisky. Would you like to buy a lottery ticket? So now it's L. Curtis B's turn. We'll say yep. You've received ticket 25, and then we'll just say no. So hitting the key to continue, and now L. Curtis B is going to go up. He's rolling the wheel. No whammies. So we got, fortune, jackpot, $100 bonus, off to the races, sweepstakes. So you can see it's lots of different mini games that you play. All of them are luck-based. So do you need sweepstakes instructions? Yeah, I don't know what it means. Sweepstakes plays everyone antes $10, and each player bets on the outcome of the roll of 6 dice. There's 3 types of bets. One way is to bet on the highest number rolled, and the high number appears as A, B, C, D, or E, or F. You win $300. Letters G, H, I, and J cover 2 spots. If you bet G, you cover spots A and C. What's going on with the sound effects in the background? It sounds like water dripping is what they made for the sound effects. All right, so protecting the key to continue. Another bet is P for pairs. So it's dice. It's a variation of playing dice. So they give us all the instructions of how to play, and then we place our bets. You can do A through F, so we'll say L. Curtis B is going to do A. Chrono, I'll say G. We have an Atari that jumped in, and then Chiptune will just say S. I think that's all in, and then let's do F for S. Tisky. So you ready? All our bets are in, they roll the dice, and then we see the outcome. And this is just one of the mini games of Gambler. So L. Curtis B got $300 on spot A. Chrono, $150 for a bet on G, $200 for a pair. Chiptune didn't get the straight, and then S. Tisky lost with a spot F. So you touch a key to continue, and now it's my turn, Chrono's turn. Do I want to buy a lottery ticket? Yeah, I'll buy one for $10. And you can see the current standing. Sadly, S. Tisky is in the hole, but he was just so generous. He's the one that gave me money. And then now we go on to the roulette. So I'm rolling the roulette. Let's see what happens. What do we got? Uh-oh. It's lose this turn. Which means, do I lose money? It does it like the stock market ticker. Chrono, you just lost this turn. Yes, we gathered. Does that mean I just don't get anything? Okay, so nothing bad happened. It just goes to the next one. And now it's the computer's turn. You can see the computer is now playing. Oh, they're buying lots of lottery tickets. So it's not just 4 players. They also have a computer that's going. And now the computer rolls, and then the computer will play. Any day now, computer. No whammies. Well, actually, we want the computer to have whammies. Oh, of course, the computer gets jackpot. Atari, you hit the jackpot. So how much money does that mean? Collect $80. Okay, total. They don't take anything from any of the other players, so that's good. All right, so there you go. That is Gambler for the Atari 800. I would say that's one of the first references of a party game. I know everything's random, though, so you don't have as much skill. It's more of, because the only decision you make is whether you want to buy a ticket or how many tickets, but it's all random. So there's not a lot of skill involved. It's just, it'd be fun to play and see what you get or what you don't get. So I'm going to, for a typing game, for soft side publications, it's all right. I'm gonna give it about 2.5 stars. I could go higher if there was some skill, but it's no skill. It's just all random fun. Yes, thank you for loving your neighbor here on Chronologically Gaming. Well, we'll say 2.5 stars. I'd go lower if it didn't have this much fun to it, because there is fun, but it is nothing but luck. All right, so with that, let's press forward and see our next game. All right, it's time to go to the arcade. Our first arcade game of 1982, and this is Turtles. Let's take a look at the artwork for Turtles. We first saw this in Japan at the end of 1981 when it was released as Turpin. So here we go. This is Stern. Introduces Turtle Mania, which doesn't fly with me. Turtle Mania is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And in 1982, Ninja Turtles did not exist. So I don't know what they're talking about with Turtle Mania. And I don't know what Stern's doing with their advertising. Stern has some of the weirdest flyers. What is happening here? Is this supposed to sell an arcade game? I don't think so. You flip it over in the back, and this is the irresistible compulsion to feed the turtles. What is this game? What does this cabinet do? It eats quarters. Turtles are the most addictive electronic game yet. I don't know. We played Turpin. It's okay. It's all right. So it says 150 points retailed. Each turtlet is delivered safely to the house. When all turtlets have been picked up, the player advances to the next of 8 levels. So if you checked out the episode where we saw Turpin, it's pretty much the same thing. We're going to have just different arcade cabinets and artwork. Here's the example of the cabinet for Turtles. Some different angles. Stern is blazoned on the side of it. And then a view from the front. There's our arcade PCB. For our control panel, now it makes sense. We got the, I think, 4-way joystick. Yeah, 4-way joystick. And then our button is the Bug Bomb. There's our arcade marquee for Turtles. We have the manual, too. So this would be North America for the most part, and a few other regions. But look at that. Cartoony artwork, nicely done by Stern. The object of the game is to reach the top of the building with the turtlettes. To play the game, pick up the turtlettes from different levels of the building while protecting yourself from the attacking beetles. To advance to a higher level, you pick up all the turtlettes from the level you're on, just like we play with any other maze game. Use the turtle to examine the mystery squares. They contain either a turtlet or an attacking beetle. If it contains a turtlet, it will climb on your back, and you have to bring it to the house before you can pick up another one. The house only shows up when you have a turtlet, and there's our points that we get for them. To disable beetles, use the Bug Bomb. When a beetle's disabled, you can walk over in the opposite direction, and so it's taking the Pac-Man formula, essentially. All right, let's head to the arcades and play some Turtles, released in right at the beginning of January 1982. Yes. How many kid turtles can you rescue? So this is the artwork you see around the entire arcade cabinet, or around the PC, the CRT. Yes, turtlettes. I've never heard them called turtlettes before. I also don't know what that turtle's doing in the bottom left corner. Don't ask any questions. So the attract mode has this little mini story of the turtle going in the building. You got to go rescue your babies. It's adorable. I'm going to zoom this in, and do we have any other views for this? I don't think so. No, nothing else to show off here. We do want to zoom in all the way, though. Yes, so if you look at the bottom, it tells you how many bombs you got left. And then over on the far left side, just like on the arcade cabinet, it has the instructions. What to do? I like the question mark boxes, though. It makes me think of, we'll eventually see Super Mario sometime. All right, here we go. High technical demonstration. There it is with using the bug bombs on the beetles to knock them out, or turn them blue, I think. All right, let's put a coin in. And push and start. Looks like the bug bombs will go off too, it says in the instructions. All right, here we go. We're in. Oh, bad one. Oh, man. First question mark block got a beetle. Bad luck. It's the gambler all over again. Okay, so we got a baby turtle. Make our way to the house in the top left corner. And got another one. Where's the house at? Looks like bottom. Uh-oh, not good. They trapped me in. You don't see the house until you see the baby turtle. So how many bombs do I got left? I got one left, and then... Nice, go pick up some more from the center. What? It wouldn't drop the bomb! I thought I picked up 4, but I pushed the button and it didn't work. Let's try it again. Okay, there it is. Just want to make sure... You can only drop... Oh, I see. You can only do 1 bomb at a time. If there's one out there, then that's it. I see no difference between Turpin and Turtles. It is the same game we played before. That was a fast game over. I'll put another coin in and push and start. Yes, possibly. Love it, chiptune. Alright, let's do this right. So you have to wait until they move over the... Okay, got another one. Nice. Yes, so that bomb down there is doing nothing. Okay, there you go, finally. Whoa, they aren't stunned very long. Well. One of the best draws of Pac-Man was the power-up, where you understood when you had power or were able to destroy the enemies. And so now, with this game, it has the cutesy atmosphere, it has the music, and it is a top-down maze game. It controls well, but the mechanics themselves don't hit all the marks like Pac-Man does. Pac-Man did something magical, and all these people trying to copy and do top-down maze games, there's some that kind of get it. Let's see if he'll go away. Go! It's close. But it's just a formula that was started with Pac-Man that people are just trying to cash in on. Oh! Alright, so there you go. That's Turtles in the arcade. Just like we had before with Turpin. It's an above-average game, 3.5 stars, but just a notch above. It's not doing anything super amazing. It's doing a little, but not as much to push it any higher than that. Alright, so there's Turtles in the arcade. Let's keep going and see what 1982 has for us. Oh, yes. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Here we go. This is Zaxxon in the arcade. We're going to Japan. The latest in Japan, starting with the artwork for Zaxxon. Space games explode into a new dimension. So this is the advertisement flyer for the North American release, not the Japanese release. And if you open up the advertisement flyer, look at that. It has the whole spread of one of the levels, like an example of how to play the game. And then over here, right behind me, let me switch it out. You can see they have the example of 2 different arcade cabinets. So even though we're in Japan, I want to be able to read everything. It gives you, it says, the technology to create 3-dimensional-like playfield. It sets Zaxxon apart and makes Zaxxon the first of a new generation of video games. An authentic fighter control stick brings fantastic new realism to Zaxxon gameplay. The banking left and right and moving up and down. It is a world of its own. The many new dimensions of Zaxxon. So we flip it over in the back. It has even a picture of the control panel. You can see the flight stick they're going to use with some instruction of how to play. And this advertisement flyer is excellent. This is for North America, and they explain a lot. Explaining the skill level required to play, how it's different, how it's new, and then they even have excellent screenshots right above there of what it is. Did you blow up the first time like me? Because when I first played Zaxxon, I thought I didn't understand about the 3D perspective. I was younger, so I just kept flying and then hit the wall, and then flying and hit the wall. That's as far as I got. But that would be maybe 9-year-old me, 8-year-old me, I'm not sure. There's the example of the arcade cabinet for Zaxxon, and then we have the cocktail version as well. So cool. Flip it on the other side. There's our arcade PCB, and we zoom in on the controls. So just bear in mind, if you play this, it's a full-on flight stick. It makes you feel like you're playing or controlling a plane. But it is from a different perspective. So there you go. It's an 8-way trigger stick, joystick, and then we have one fire button. So they're keeping it simple. There's our arcade marquee for Zaxxon. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the shadow is a dead giveaway, of course. And we have the manual as well, not the Japanese manual. We're keeping everything in English here for now. So this is Zaxxon's Sega Gremlin Owner's Manual. Oh, classic. So we can skip by the intro because that is technical information by the technical editor of Sega Gremlin. He doesn't even have a name. He's just technical editor. So game concept, that's what we want. Important notes. FCC rules. FCC rules. Game concept. Zaxxon is a unique isometric experience in which you find yourself piloting an attack shuttle spacecraft, strafing the enemy's asteroid city in an attempt to destroy fuel tanks, gun emplacements, missiles, fighters, and the dreaded enemy robot. With the aid of an altimeter that constantly monitors your height, you control your ship in an aircraft-style joystick, barnstorming your way through all wall openings under electronic barriers, dodging rockets, and in a later round, dueling with the insidious enemy robot. Yes, we got a boss, too. A successful attack run across Zaxxon leads us to deep space dogfight with enemy planes. As you climb, turn, and dive, a crosshair appears on the screen to indicate exact positioning for a laser hit on oncoming craft. Notice the buffeting as you fly near proximity explosions. In addition to altitude, your running count is displayed of your score, number of ships remaining to you, number of enemy ships remaining to be destroyed, fuel remaining, fuel bonuses, and after a specified number of enemy ships are destroyed, the robot appears, launching seeker missiles. Destruction of the robot requires 6 direct hits of the robot's missile launcher. Number of player ships and bonus points levels are operator selectable, and that's back in the dip switches. Unique and beautiful graphics combined with a challenging new perspective, fast-paced gameplay result in what appears to be another popular, profitable investment from Sega Gremlin. And I couldn't agree more. There's our point values. Got to get those, write them down, and then everything else is technical. How about that? A manual that explains so succinctly what the game is. So cool. So for different versions, we have different sets in other regions, and the one in Japan, we're going to Japan. Released in January, very early January, 1982. This is Zaxxon by Sega. And we got so much artwork around the side. You can see the explanation of what you saw around the flight stick on the left side. This is, like they even said in the manual, this is an isometric viewed video game. We have seen one other that was advertised as isometric, but I could argue that we saw soccer on a television as an isometric view. So this whole 3D perspective is really new. It hasn't even kicked off. I just imagine that somewhere out there, there's a young Chris and Tim Stamper that's playing this game right now, and they're like, oh, that view, that isometric view, we need to make all our games like that. And that's how Rare started, or that's how Ultimate Play the game started. So if you look over on the other side, over here, they have the walls, which I don't think I saw that as a kid because it shows you need to go up or you'll crash. I just crashed over and over again and wasted the whole quarter. And we have something else, too, that's kind of a treat. For other artwork, check this out. We have also the Zaccaria version of Zaxxon. So in Italy, this is epic. Different logo, and the art, again, they do their own thing over there, making it a kind of flashy neon. It's awesome. Similar artwork down at the bottom for instructions, but just, you got to give them credit. It's so cool. And then just add another arcade cabinet example of what you would see for Zaxxon. We're going to go back to what we had before and play that way. Let's go. All right, we're in. Let's see, Sega, what you got? And push and start on one player. Wow. Okay, so first impressions, I've been playing video games in order of release for a while. This one already feels amazing. This one feels next level. This one feels like I'm playing a game of the future. Oh, raise it up, raise it up. Oh, yeah, and the control feels so good. It feels too good. And the explosion's awesome. So you do not have control over whether your ship goes left and right. Oh, I did a kamikaze mission. Darn. Yeah, I would want to stay in the arcades and just play this the entire time. And bear in mind, Galaga is out there, and I'm a big fan of Galaga. And even though it's from the isometric viewpoint, the way that it controls... Oh, let's see if it resets. Let's start. Okay, no, it begins at the beginning, so the no continue feature for it. It feels like you're a kid playing with a toy remote control ship in a box in your room. That's what this feels like. And the perspective is the wave of the future. Combined with the controls, that's going to be the best feature of this. Zaxxon is controlling so smooth and easy, it's almost to the level of like a flight simulator, or it gives you the impression of it. It's just so nuanced. It feels so good. Uh-oh, fuel's not looking good. I didn't blow up enough fuel tanks. We might be going down. So this part, whenever you're in open space, you don't have these shadows. So you have to determine by your... where the lasers are firing from the ships, and then also it tells you with an X spot where you can make a shot on the other enemies. Yeah, the big one. Yeah, the big flight stick. All right, we're going again. I can stay here all night. Zaxxon is so good. It feels like I'm playing something that's ahead of its time. All right, I got the fuel canisters. Nice. And it's very satisfying with the explosions. You feel like you're really making an impact in the world you're in as the plane. Wow. We'll take those fuel canisters. Thank you. Yeah, being able to blow everything up is so fun. Oh, I missed it again. Darn. See, it's a little easier to hit the planes. It's more difficult to dodge the laser fire. All right, let's see if we can do it this time. Make sure we dodge the lasers. I'm just going to play it safe, flying high at the top of the screen. Nope. Go away. Oh, yeah. Oh, and that plane followed me. It honed in onto my location and then got me. Now, the only way you can get to the boss is if you destroy enough ships. Now we got the force field. Oh! You have to be right at the exact height, and the shadow kind of helps you out. But what blows me away is I played lots of different isometric games in my lifetime. This one, as an isometric game, doesn't feel difficult or encumbered. It feels so easy and smooth. I don't know what they did with the controls, but if this is how isometric perspective video games began, why didn't they keep doing it like this? Or at least controlling it like this? Maybe it's because we're not doing it as a platformer. It's a shoot-'em-up. Based on an auto-scrolling tunnel. Oh! That was a dumb mistake, but still so satisfying. It's just so fun. You have the force fields to dodge too. Missiles coming up at you. In a way, it feels like I'm in a 3D world. So cool. Alright, let's see if we can do this here. Alright, I think that was a fuel canister. I'm not sure. They're doing a really bad job at getting the ships here. Okay, there you go. Got some. And you got to get the right height for these guys. Well, the right height to die, too, for kamikaze. All right, so he didn't get enough ships, didn't see the boss, and then the game loops. All right, let's see if we can do it. Yeah, got it. Now you got to work on your elevation to make this work while also getting the fuel tanks. Man, it's so cool. Being able to lift your ship and... See, I know I messed up there. It was because I was looking at the side and thought I had it the right, but I could have easily adjusted it. And we can put our initials in. Got a high score that time. Nice. Does it work? Okay, it doesn't let you to go down. You got to go all the way across. But man, oh man. Initials entered. So amazing. So there you go. That is Zaxxon. Of all the video games we played up to this point, it feels like we're playing something in the future, not in 1982. 5 stars for Zaxxon. You could argue the controls are a little iffy or strange, but Zaxxon is one of the best video games you could play in 1982. And with that, we're going to put our video game playing on pause. Push the pause button. We'll be right back. Playing more from 1982. We got so many to go through, lots of video games to check out. That's it for today, and like I always say, 2,500 video games isn't that much, right? Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are Perpetually Retro, and we will catch you next time.